Rain here, as per usual. It's been quite a week, as in I can't really come up with anything to do, like any challenges to do, any makeup things to do, because I'm still, I'm finishing up The Handmaid's Tale so I can give you guys an actual review on it before I do my next book. But I wanted to do some kind of challenge, some kind of makeup challenge. And I know people have been doing like, I let my pet pick my makeup, which I have done. I let, you know, my friends, my mother, my boyfriend, my whatever. But I thought that I would try something new. No guarantee it's actually gonna work. I tried to like think it through last night, but I figured since I am a book related channel on top of being a makeup channel, I would do I let my books pick my makeup. I'll try to explain it as best as I can, because I was trying to like figure out the semantics last night. I was like, does this make sense? I like sat down with my sister and I was like, does this make sense? Does it really make sense, or am I just being stupid? Basically, a whole face of makeup based off my books. This is my bookshelf here. These are my K-pop albums up on the top. And then the first two rows, first like row and a half are my books, plus those, and then there's some DVDs and my pop dolls. These are also books, but these are ones I'm selling, and some DVDs and CDs. So if you want to go, you know, check out my eBay where I'm selling them and buy something off me, because I need monies and I also want to get rid of these. But yeah, these aren't all my books, obviously. I have like 2 more boxes under my bed and a ton in storage, but these are like just my favorite ones that I wanted to put on a shelf. We'll see how this goes. But basically what I thought about doing was putting all the books that were on the shelf into a random organizer, like on, I mean, they have like websites for it. This one's called randomize.com. I do this a lot with my sister when we're trying to figure out like a movie to watch or a show to watch that we want to start next. And we'll just like put in all the ones that we think about, and then the one that randomly picks out first is the one that we're gonna watch. So I put all my books in here into this list. There's 55 books in total, by the way. I numbered them on the website, so I didn't have to go through and count. But basically what's gonna happen is, so for like, say my foundation, I only have 2 different foundations. So I will pick one where it says pick one, and whichever one pops out, if it's an even number or if it's an odd number, I will pick the first one. If it's an even number, I'll pick the second one, so on and so forth. Same with my concealer. Powder, no, because I only have 1 powder. But I'll tell you like before each thing, because once we get to the eyeshadows, that's gonna be a bit different. But hopefully this makes a little sense. I just really wanted to try my own challenge, and I want to try something different. So we'll see how this actually goes. I hope it works. Anyways, if you want to see me probably fail, but at least try, stay tuned. Okay, so for my first 2 options, my number 1, which will be, if it's an odd number, will be my Maybelline Fit Me in 105, which is what I usually use. And if it's an even number, it's gonna be my Bare Minerals, which, like we all know on this channel, this is not my favorite to use, but challenges are made to like hurt my heart probably, but you know, we're just gonna try. We're gonna try. And obviously if it's the liquid, I'm gonna use my beauty blender, and if it's the powder, I'm going to use the Bare Minerals powder brush. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. It's an even number. Okay, 26, nickel and dimed. I will put a picture of the cover over here for each one that I pull out, by the way. Why must this? It happened with the cat. It happened this time too. I had a feeling it was going to happen, but you know, you never actually want it to happen. Oh my God, look at this smoke. Oh, I hate this shit. Oh, no, no. It's not even like so much the color that I hate. Like the color is not that bad actually. Like after I did it last time with the cat, it was fine, like color wise. It's just the powder. I'm not, like, when I first tried out Bare Minerals, I was like, oh, this is interesting. I kind of like the idea of this because it's very weightless. I will admit that. But the The consistency is not my favorite, just because I'm not a huge fan of how it applies and how everything sits on top of it, because it is a powder and it's not a liquid. But since I am doing this powder one, I probably won't set it with my setting powder just because it doesn't really need it. Like if it was the liquid, I would. But given the situation, I don't think we're gonna need it. I can never really get in the nose and it sucks. I can barely get around my nose with a beauty blender either, so I'm not a huge fan of my nose. It's huge. Let's see how the concealer holds up on this. Yeah, it's not terrible, it's just not what I would have chosen, but the books have spoken. I wet my beauty blender for nothing. Concealer time. It's between Tarte Shape Tape in the Odd Space and the Bare Minerals, which I have very, like, I'm working most of it out of here. It's not a lot, but I'm working most of it out of it in the Even Space. 9. Caucasia, which I will post here. I actually haven't read this book yet, but I bought it at some used bookstore up in Tennessee when I was visiting my dad. I'm gonna post a link to that one if they have a website. I believe they have a website to that bookstore, because it is amazing. It is the most amazing used bookstore I've ever been to in my life. And also that means I get to use Shape Tape. I'm excited yet nervous, as I don't know how it's gonna lay on top of all of this. Wish me luck. This beauty blender is so small. Look at this beauty blender. Oh my god, I'm not a fan of what this is doing to my face. Oh no, no, no. Wow, this is amazing. Yay. Next time I do a challenge, I'm just not gonna put this Bare Minerals foundation in the list. I'm just gonna put my foundation on first because this is not my friend. I don't think this is anybody's friend. Look at this. What is happening? Oh my god, no. This is terrible, no. It's not as terrible in the mirror as it is on camera. On camera, I look like a glow, like just an orb. Like I'm shining through. Anyways, brow time. Brows is between my Benefit Brow in number 4, or what I used to do, which was do eyeshadow, which it's not bad because the Zodiac palette has some really pigmented dark colors in these rectangular ones, and I usually go for either this one or I usually go for this one, which is just like dark. It's not black, but actually, yeah, I think it is black. It is between these two. Even number, odd number. Even. Number 16, Frankenstein. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I will be using the Zodiac palette, this black color here, to fill in my brows. And here I just use my angled brush specifically for this, or for like liner, and it also has a spoolie on the end, so I just feather them out and then I fill them in. This is the worst foundation job I've ever done. This is even worse than the time with the cat. Okay, that's a lie. That was also pretty bad. Yeah, that's straight up black. I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of the brown, just because my eyebrows aren't completely black. Oh no. Oh, God bless. Before I get into the eyeshadow, I'm gonna go ahead and put the Tarte on my lids as a base. I'm not going to set it with eyeshadow or powder or anything, because I want to try that whole thing now where people don't do that and the pigment payoff is a lot better. Oh no, I got it all over me. La, la, la. Time for eyeshadow. This time it's going to be a little bit different just because I have more palettes and I have a different idea for this one. Okay, so for eyeshadows, I have the Zodiac palette, which would be number 1. Number 2, I've got the BH Take Me Back to Brazil palette. For 3 and 4, I have the Magic palette by Juvia's Place and the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory palette by Storybook Cosmetics. Number 5 is the BH Galaxy Chic palette, which I have not dipped into yet. So this should be fun if it gets chosen. For this one, I'm going to pick 1. And if it's there's no result, what happened? And if it's odd, I'm going to pick 1, 3, and 5 to keep on the bed. And if it's even, I'm going to pick 2 and 4 to keep on the bed. So the randomizer picked number 38, even, which is 10 Commandments, which I will put here. I haven't read all of it, but it is like one of my holy grails because I do practice Wicca, as I've said before, but it's kind of hard to when I live with my grandparents who don't know this about me. So that means I'm going to keep the Take Me Back to Brazil palette and the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory palette on the bed. Now that means the Take Me Back to Brazil palette will be number 1 and the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory will be number 2. So I'll pick it again. This time it's number 21, The Lighthouse at the End of the World, which I have not read yet. And that means I will be using the Take Me Back to Brazil palette. Good old trusty. And then I'm going to pick one more time to decide which book I'm going to bring out and try to do a look based off the front cover. 9, Caucasia, which I'd already picked earlier, but let's see what the front cover looks like, because if it's not a lot, I'm gonna put it back and pick again. Oh shit. Oh shit. So Caucasia is literally just black and white. I could do a black and white look, because I do have black and I do have white in this palette. The only thing is the white isn't much of a pigment, it's more of a shimmer, so it won't show up as well, so I don't really want to try that. I think it'd be a cool look if I could find some way to do that, but considering the fact that I don't have a straight white pigment or a straight white like kohl pencil or anything like that, I'm gonna let it pick one more and see. It picked The Lighthouse at the End of the World again. Now the only issue with this is that the copy that I have, the front cover, is like half gone, so I have no idea. It's brown. Brown and black. Do I have a brown pigment in this one? No. We're gonna try it again. Let's just go for an odd number of times. So 3rd time's the charm. Let's see if this works. Just because there's not much to go off of on this. Don't pick one I've already picked. The Bell Jar, that's my favorite book. Okay. Now this I can get behind. Mainly because it's my favorite book. And like I said, 3rd time's the charm, go me. I mean, it's so cute. Blue, pink, my favorite book. What's more to ask from than that? Now I just gotta figure out how to put that on my face. Okay, I think I have an idea. Probably won't be good, but I'll try. So since the majority of the book is blue, I'm going to stick with blue being like the base color in the transition in the crease, and then I might do a cut crease. I might do a cut crease just because I don't have a pink shimmer in this. There's not really any shimmers in this so this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be great. Yay. Okay, this is gonna be an all matte look. I hope you enjoy. If you don't, leave. I still might do a cut crease though, just saying. Just because I want the pink to overlay the blue and look cute, so yay. Now that I think about it, I've done an all matte look before with a cut crease and it turned out fine. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go in first with this blue here. It's more of a turquoise, but there is more of like cyan turquoise colors in the cover of the book. So I'm gonna go in with that directly in the crease. And I'm gonna keep it rounded instead of do a wing, since the cover of the book is all pretty, like, it's kind of diffused looking. It's very out of focus. There's no really hard edges, so I didn't want to try that. By the way, I am using just a regular blending crease brush that I got from Sephora. Ew, what's that? No, ew. Now I'm gonna go in with this light cyan blue color here and just blow out the edges a little bit more. Just use very soft strokes. I am kind of making this more rounded and huge and more of like a 60s vibe. I know it was set in the, whoa, I'm close. I know it was set in the 50s, not the 60s, but the cover and the kind of the feel and Esther's like personality kind of gives me this feel. Now I'm gonna go in with my concealer and just carve out about half the lid. I'm not gonna do a full cut crease. Now, before I get to the crease, I'm gonna go in with this dark blue here and just kind of put that right in the outer corner real quick. I'm just gonna use my eyeshadow packing brush for this. And then I'm gonna go in with this pink down here for the lid. I'm gonna go back in with a smaller detail brush, and try to get towards the edges of that cut crease. So I'm gonna use this one. And I'm just taking those same blues, the darker blue and the light blue, and bringing that down underneath the eye with just a regular packing brush. And I'm sweeping that all the way across because I want it to be as like round as possible. I want to go and do the other eye off camera and I'll be back. Both eyes are done. This one's not as great as that one, but we all make mistakes. Anyways, I want to take my liquid eyeliner, well, my pencil side of the eyeliner, and just tightline really quickly. Okay, so next is between mascara or lashes. So mascara is going to be odd, lashes are going to be even. 28, Persepolis, which I haven't read yet, but I'm so excited to read. I haven't read Persepolis yet, but I am really excited to read it. I bought it at a convention, an anime convention recently, so I'm excited to delve into that, but that means I get to do lashes, plus mascara, obviously. So for the mascara, I'm just going to use the Clinique High Impact, which I usually use. And for the lashes, like usual, I'm going to be using the House of Lashes. That's upside down, but I'm going to be using the House of Lashes for Collection in Cecil, which is what I usually use because the other pair I have is messed up. And I'm just using the House of Lashes lash glue like I usually use. I think I actually need to cut these down some more, but I'm gonna wait and do that later before I do my next look, just because I think they're a little bit too big. Next is going to be contour slash bronzer. So contour from the Tarte Pro Glow is going to be number 1, and the bronzer from Bare Minerals is going to be number 2. By the way, tell me how you guys are liking this challenge. You know, I liked it when I came up with the idea. I was like, oh, cool. You know, I'm part of like like I do makeup, but I'm also part of like book YouTube land too, and I kind of wanted to like mesh both of them, so I hope it kind of turns out well. Next one is number 31, which means I get to use the TARDIS. Oh my god, that thing keeps falling. And this book is Reconstructing Amelia, which I have not read yet. I actually got this from a friend. She sent me like a bunch of books, and that one and Nickel and Dime, which was the first book that I pulled up in the list, are two of the ones that she gave me. So I'm just gonna use my angled brush that I got from Sephora and dip in that. This is Sculpt, by the way. This is not the cream contour, just because I use the cream contour, but I don't use a lot because I'm still not used to like how it works. I'm very much a powder person over a cream person at the moment. But I might like take some time later and kind of practice with the cream contour and see how I can work with it. Because last time I tried to do it on camera, it came out so muddy. I looked like I landed face first in the dirt, and that was not good. Okay, next is, I don't have blush, so next is going to be highlight. So it's going to be between the highlight part of the Pro Glow palette. The ColourPop Golden State of Mind. This is actually shimmers for eyeshadow, but I have used these two for actual highlight before, and they come out really nice. And number 3 is going to be the Zodiac palette. Again, it has a highlight right in the middle. So, and I've used that before too. It's not my favorite, but we'll put it on the list. So that means if 1 or 3 gets chosen, those will move down to the next one, and then I'll choose another book between those two. Oh, good. This one's number 2, About a Boy. I also haven't read that one yet, but it's on my literally on my list to read because it's right there. And I had seen that before I actually got the book, and I was like, oh, I love that movie. And I read High Fidelity and I saw High Fidelity, so I already know that I love the author Nick Hornby. So I was like, okay, I gotta get it. That means I get to use the ColourPop Golden State of Mind palette, and I'm going to be using what I usually use, which is this like bluish tint one, just because it shows up the best. And then I'm probably gonna use this pink hued one in the inner corners. This time for the face, I'm actually going to break out my fan brush and see if this actually works. I haven't used it before. I've always just used my fingers because I feel like it gets the best payoff, but I've seen a lot of people use fan brushes lately when I watch tutorials, and I really want to give it a try. So it looks more natural on camera, but in person it's got like so many flecks. Like you can see it more now when I do that. It's so pretty, I love it. And like I said, I'm gonna go in on the inner corners of my eyes with a small, tiny, dense brush and use the pink hued one, just because I feel like it's got a really nice, color, and it'll blend really well with the pink that's already on the eye. But like once you blend it out, it looks pink, and it is so pretty. Lastly is lipsticks. I have so many like individual ones. Number 1 is going to be L'Oreal's Plum Explosion. And that's what that one looks like. Number 2 is going to be a twofer because this liner goes with this lipstick. And it is Kat Von D's Studded Lipstick in Vampira, so it's really dark. Number 3 is Lancome's Sugared Maple, in which it looks like that. Number 4 is MAC Zerocool. It's metallic and it's green. Number 5 is going to be Maybelline's Pink and Proper, which looks like this. Number 6 is going to be this palette. It's the Urban Decay Vice palette. If this one's chosen, I'm going to have to choose I'm gonna have to do the random book thing to choose a color in here. 7 is going to be NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Madrid. Number 8 is going to be Clinique's Sugared Grapefruit, which looks like this. Number 9 is going to be L'Oreal's Saucy Mauve, which looks like this. And then number 10, Fenty Beauty. 18, Girl with the Pearl Earring. Haven't read yet, but it's I think it's next on my list actually to read, so I'm excited for that one. But that's number 18, so the evens will stay, the odds will go. So now it's between the Studded Lipstick by Kat Von D as number 1, the Metallic Zerocool from MAC as number 2, the Vice Palette from Urban Decay as number 3, the Clinique Sugared Grapefruit as number 4, and Fenty Beauty number 5. Number 16, so the evens are going to stay again. Number 16 is Frankenstein, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, by the way. So this means that the metallic green Zerocool from MAC is going to stay, and the Clinique Sugared Grapefruit. 1, 2. And of course it picks number 1 in the list of books I have, 1Q84, which is an amazing book that I just bought, and I cannot wait to actually read the whole thing. I've read a little bit of it, but I haven't sat down because it's huge. By Haruki Murakami, I think. That means it is time for some green metallic lipstick. This also isn't my favorite just because I actually love MAC's formulas, but because it's metallic, it doesn't actually look, it looks good, but it doesn't stay on very well. But we're gonna try it anyways. Metallic green lipstick, bitches, here we go. Okay, and lastly, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. What do you think? This is the look, the very odd look, my final form. This really is my final form, guys. I can't. Anyways, yes, that was I Let My Books Pick My Makeup. I actually really like this challenge. I hope you guys liked it too. If you guys want to do it, please do. I think it'd be really fun. Even if, you know, you don't have a lot of books or you don't like books, it's still pretty fun. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know what you think of the challenge in general, what you think of this odd mixture of makeup choices. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at The Beauty Reader. You can also follow me on my K-pop channel, which I will put in the end card and down below. You can follow me at my Goodreads, which I'll also put down below in the description. And everything will be down in the description, including the products used and the books talked about. Thank you guys for bearing with all of this. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload, and I will see you guys for the next one. Bye!